with I Can't Wait, me and John actually had like a very basic form of the beat originally, just the melody, just the kind of the melody sound with the basic drum loop. And we had a session with a guy called Ian Mack, who's an old school guy. We really like it, and he's done loads of stuff in the music industry, and also with Shaka from Blackout with Retro 2, and with Vanya as well. So we actually spent that session with no kind of idea of who the track was for necessarily, not even for ourselves, and we came up with it, and it was Shaka's vocals on the track. It was never our intention or his intention to stay on the track, and we kind of finished the vocals, and then we spent a long time just getting the beat right, because I think it's quite a simple track, but it was just about making the simplicity come through, and you know, the bass sound right, and the right kind of, even though simple, the track to lift. And when we got into the process of thinking about who do we want to sing the male part, we really wanted Jacob to do it. Like, it was always in our head, wasn't it? We were like, that would be super dope if we could get Jacob to do it. And
luckily he heard it and loved it.
Yeah, and he heard it and loved it. Yeah. And also, he did it in his own way, so credit where it's due. He didn't just, you know, take what Shaka put down on the track and just copy it. He actually sang it in his own way, changed some of the melody, and just put his own stamp on it. And it was a really good feeling hearing it come back, because he recorded it separately, and hearing it come back, and we were like, oh, that sounds great. Because you know, he might not have been suitable for the track, but he was, and thankfully it came back, and we spent a little while extra just finishing the track. And then I think the last thing we did was, you read the bridge, wasn't it? The middle 8 section right at the end, because we never had that. And then it was finished, and we were really happy. And I think out of all the tracks, I think that's the one that's probably received the most love, I would say. Like with our supporters and the people on SoundCloud, I think has one of the highest views. Yeah, we all love that track.
The one that sticks out for me is Happiness. When we wrote Happiness, it was like 2 in the morning. I think we'd already been in the studio for like 8 hours already, or maybe even longer. And we were just vibing, and there wasn't really any structure to what we were doing that particular day. We were just trying to come up with some ideas during the day. I think we did a song earlier on in the day, and then we were just vibing on another one. And a lot of the songs that we were doing were kind of like upbeat and kind of stuff. And how I was feeling that day, I wanted to kind of, not that I was feeling depressed, but I kind of wanted to write something a little different, you know, a different angle. And then, yeah, the guys were just messing around with beat, and then I just came up with a melody for Happiness. Like, I don't want to sing Happiness, no. I just came out.
Let me interrupt.
Oh yeah, sorry, he probably knows.
Because it's a good story though.
Yeah.
Because basically, I was kind of annoyed that Vanya was. I was like, we need to write a happy song, and she turned around to me and literally sang the melody. I don't want to sing Happiness, no. And that is literally how the hook is. Yeah. She responded to me basically saying, Vanya, we need to write a happy song, and she sang that in like a retaliation of not wanting to sing a happy song.
Yeah, and I didn't even know really. I just sung it, and then he went, that's sick, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So we kind of went with it, and it kind of, I think it was one of those ones where it kind of matched how I was feeling that day. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to do something a little bit different, and you know, and then you started playing on the machine. You started that, you know, the dum, and then I just came up with a melody for the verse, and it was quite quick. And it's funny because it was like 2 a.m. and we were so tired, and it was like at the end we were just trying to draw some kind of, you know, inspiration or ideas from nowhere really. And then that came out, and we just built the track, and it was by the end of it was like 5:30. It was done, and it was.
It's a weird contrast to that track though, because if you take away the like detuned bass sound, it's a really happy. Like the chords are really happy, and that sound kind of gives it that a little bit darker edge, which kind of is also there with the vocal as well. I think.
Of course.
And it was all, you recorded it in like 2 takes.
Yeah. It was like a free moment, wasn't it? It was like and the melody for the verse came really easily as well, didn't it?
I think when we had that idea for the chorus, we didn't know that was going to 100% be the chorus. We might have listened to it back and then thought, actually, that's really dead. But luckily we didn't. And then I just went into a corner, and I had my back to these guys, and I was just singing into my phone the melody. And then I always hear this one behind me, like he will say it's sick, but he'll be quite quiet about it. This one will be like, that's sick, and I'll be like, okay. And so we kind of exactly. But so when we done that, it just felt very natural and easy. Yeah. And it wasn't one where we were sitting there for ages racking our brains about where it should go and all that. It just kind of flowed very easily, and that's Happiness. I love that song. It's one of my favourites on the EP. And
it was made much before all of the other songs on the EP, wasn't it? It was like one of the first one we made. Yeah.
Remedy, probably. I think we had a session with Autumn Road written for like Cher Lloyd. Yeah, Cher Lloyd. So me and Buzz were just trying to get some beats together. I remember we wanted to do that old school R&B garagey vibe. Was like, so I was just playing chords. Yeah. Came about, and then obviously when Autumn came in with Vanya, you clicked quite. You worked well together.
Well, before she came in, actually, we were just coming up with some ideas before she came in, and the beginning, the intro of the song, I just had that. We just had that going round, and we were like, oh, that's a good start point, actually. And then so when she came in, we showed it to her, and then she really liked it, and then we just kind of built.
Yeah, and it was another natural one, I think, wasn't it? It just sort of worked, and it was quick, and the beat we did a basic beat, but it was sort of did the job basically, didn't it? And it just sounded nice. We tried to add things, I think, later on, but it was just more. It was just already letting it be what it is.
Is there like a really I feel like all the EP tracks have like a really like similar feeling in terms of the process of how they were made, even slightly different to how we make music, isn't it? Usually, I don't know. There's a real freedom in the way that we made it, and no real sometimes we're very harsh on each other, and we can sack a tune off before it's even started and be like, no, it's not going anywhere. But I feel like we gave every track on the EP its own chance to finish itself. It was really good, man. The most stressful part of the whole EP was trying to get the verse right like that, I would say.
Yeah, that was kind of stressful, and it shouldn't have been really, but I think it was. We heard it and thought that it was so good, especially the chorus bit and everything, and then the beat. So we just kind of was like, no, the verse needs to be right, and
we had this whole vision as well with getting. It was after the track was kind of in the process of being made. We had the whole vision of getting the American rapper on it with Jeter, and the whole new school version of the tune Shorty Swing My Way.
I love that song.
Yeah, that was a big tune,
and Jeter did it.
She did it.
When she sent it over, we were all at the computer opening the email, and we were sweating. Oh, is it gonna sound good?
Yeah, please.
And when she came in, we were like.
I think she did it in China. She did it in China.
In Singapore, she is. Singapore, Shanghai? Somewhere in
Asia. So she's from Brooklyn, but she's living in Asia at the moment.
Yeah.
And she killed the track, man.
Yeah, she really brought something to it.
Yeah.
Most definitely.